Hi, Empaths. Welcome back. Hoping that you are having a beautiful weekend, whatever it is for you, whatever hemisphere you are tuning in from around the world. Welcome. Thank you so much for your love and your support, your emails, and direct messages on social media. They mean a lot. And I'm grateful that some of you are getting relief and feeling supported on your empath journey. Today, we are actually talking about empaths and their ability to deactivate distraction and dissipate delusional frequencies. As an empath, you are an illustrated lesson, if you will. Your whole life, from the time you are very young until you go to the next dimension, is a story. It's a story that's unfolding, and your life, even with its difficulties and its challenges, its highs and lows, its ups and downs, has been an incredible evolutionary unfolding for the entire human race in your circle or your, community. Your little corner of the world has been impacted tremendously by your energy signature, even when you didn't know it, even when you didn't realize that your pain and your sorrow meant something, it had meaning. It's not about the pain, it's about your journey through the pain and overcoming all kinds of obstacles that were thrown your way. And at some point, handling, challenge and difficulty and pain and suffering like a champ. Because you've been through so much in your lifetime, empath, you have a very unique ability to dial into the suffering of the human collective. You have an empathy and a compassion that is specific to empaths. Non-empaths can be concerned and, of course, show empathy and sympathy, but you understand it at the heart level, what a person is going through. This is why it's so very important that you learn to set boundaries for yourself and practice incredible self-care, because you can go so deep into the heart space and personal experience of another person, another human, and you can really take on some of the symptoms that they're experiencing if you haven't learned how to guard yourself and protect your energy. So each empath's life and lifestyle, like I said, is an unfolding story. The empath is an emissary of light. More specifically, you are an ambassador of your own soul's light. Your life force is interlaced with your soul mastery blueprint. And in this life, there's so many lessons that we're here to learn, but part of it is to master the master blueprint. We all came here with the master blueprint, but we did not come here with a playbook. So we don't always know what the next move is. Being an empath is such a trial and error process. It's such a huge learning curve. But all of us have a master blueprint. And part of our life experience here is to discover that master blueprint and to decode it so that we can live it and we can embody all of our soul's light. Your soul's life force is interlaced with your soul master blueprint, and that is why you are able to be such a powerful healer, okay? Because once you've activated the master blueprint, you're not like a regular human. You're kind of like a super, human, an angelic human, a powerful galactic human. Because when we've fully activated the soul's master blueprint, we're basically aligned with God. We're aligned with the universal plan for our life. And when you're not wondering what your purpose is, when you're fully integrated and fully aware of why you're here, then you have access to greater light codes, greater power, greater activation from the divine can fill up your soul so that you can do your work. We are earth healers, dear empaths, and we breathe life into people, situations, places, animals, things, so on and so on. We work with the elements and the energy that is in the vicinity. The empath, like I've said before so many times, is an illustrated lesson and an example of what's happening to the entire human collective. Your life and your life force demonstrates not only the lows of human consciousness, but the highs of an evolved, human once they get on track and begin to heal and then discover all that they are. We empaths embody the highs and lows of human consciousness, and if we allow ourselves to do so, we can activate the higher offerings in each situation in order to create higher potentials in ourselves and within the entire world. Just take that in for a moment, how powerful you are. You were born for such a time as this, and you were born with activated light codes. Some of them lay dormant for a while, but even as an infant, even as a small child, you were always different. You always saw things differently. You always worked with spirit and the elements and with nature, even when you didn't know it. So each challenge that we've experienced, dear empaths, has been an opportunity to heal ourselves so that we can activate that same energy in the world around us. So first we heal ourselves, or should I say, first we go through the challenge. First we go through the difficulty. First we go through the hard stuff. And then we learn to love ourselves and connect with the divine, and we learn to heal ourselves. And then we activate that same energy of healing within the world around us. As we get a grip on our emotions and align our lives with the flow of the divine, then we begin to embody a more peaceful way to live. And this is such a beautiful example to the world around us, our community, our alignments and our assignments, that there's always a higher perspective, there's always a higher offering, there's always a higher gift, there's always a higher opportunity. For example, I was recently looking at social media, and I saw this man who'd been, in the Ukraine, and he wasn't able to leave. And his daughter, who was in another country, was very, very nervous about his well-being. They had lost contact, and some way, somehow, some people got together and they were able to basically extract him from Ukraine. And he surprised his daughter at her place of business, and she just cried. She couldn't believe, the kindness and goodness of others that helped her father escape what he was experiencing. But this is an example, something that looks so terrible, war, and am I ever going to see my father again? And, we don't know how the story is going to unfold, right? We never really know when we're going through the pain and the sorrow and the difficulty and the challenge. But if we can remember that there's always light at the end of the tunnel, one way or another, things are going to work out for us. That woman had no idea she was going to see her father. She didn't know if she'd see him again. That man had no idea if he was going to see his daughter again, but they were thinking about one another. They were putting out these vibes to the universe. They were, requesting the divine for divine intervention and divine assistance, and the divine did hear them. And now their story, which was, just between the two of them, now it's a story that all of us, those of us that saw that story recently, can be encouraged by and supported by. So we are a continuing unfolding, a story that is unfolding that has, and our victories have the potential to encourage and even heal others as the sun is coming in and shining on me, illuminating this message. Thank you, Spirit. So as we learn, dear empaths, to get a grip on our emotions and align ourselves with the universal flow of the divine, and as we embody that divine, that universal flow and that peacefulness that is offered to us by the divine, we become illustrated lessons. Our life improvements and elevations activate the same in others, and they begin to prepare or ready themselves to up-level their own lives by watching ourselves up-level our lives. Have you noticed that empaths, of course, there's always haters in the world, right? But I'm not talking about them. Have you noticed that when you get a promotion or you have a glow up, or you're doing well, or, you move to a bigger home or a different community, you get that new job that you've wanted. Do you notice how your life force often is the catalyst for others to want to up-level their lives? Have you noticed how as you glow up, as you change your life, as you, just achieve those goals that you have you noticed how you inspire others? Are you noticing how your energy signature, which of course is love and light, but it's also activated inspiration? Have you noticed how it is causing others to want to also glow up? Beautiful, right? So we are important aspects of the cosmic super puzzle. Each of our victories is another piece of this puzzle. So the entire world realigns with the divine truth that is offered when another puzzle piece is offered through somebody's healing or activation or elevation. Divine truth is reestablished when we embrace the divine light codes that are being offered to us. The divine light codes are often associated with the original source plan, or the original source code that was gifted to humans. In other words, what God really intended for the human experience to be. Returning to the original source code and activating all new available light codes shifts humanity's experience. So empaths deactivate distraction. And what does this actually mean? How do we do that? So I just talked to you about the life of an empath being a continual unfolding that actually heals humanity and inspires them to up-level their own lives. Now let's talk about how we deactivate distraction. Empaths have this ability to disable devil energy. In order to deactivate distraction or devil energy, you have to be able to recognize it. And in order to recognize distraction, you have to dissect situations so precisely and so pristinely. And you have to be able to see each interaction for what it truly is, so that you notice when things are off. If they seem off, they are off. And as an empath, you have the ability to decipher this energy. Once the energy is deciphered or decoded, it can be deactivated and recoded by you, by your energy signature, by your light, by your clarity that you get by going into the sanctuary of the heart, by going back to base and getting clarity. Now the brain, think about our brains, it doesn't unlearn anything that it's learned, right? Once we've created neuropaths, once we've experienced something, it's there to stay. But we can neutralize negative thoughts. So if we've learned negative things as humans, if we've learned negative skills or negative defense mechanisms, negative ways of being, we can neutralize those negative thoughts and ideas and behaviors by simply uploading new mental software, by creating new strategy and giving ourselves permission to embrace new ways of being and new ways of doing things. That's what the high conscious community is doing. That's what awakened humans are doing. They are choosing to get away from the old mechanisms and the old structures and the old things associated with the 3D world that didn't work. And we're up-leveling and we're changing and we're giving the human collective options in terms of ways that we can interact with one another in new positive ways. We do this by activating new, healthier thoughts. We start with new, healthier thoughts. In a similar way, energy never dies. Energy is energy. So, we've got dark energy, we've got light energy, we've got gray energy, we've got beige energy, we've got nefarious energy. Energy is just energy. It never dies. We can't kill it. We can't get rid of it, but we can transmute it. So just like brain neural paths can be neutralized and then we can upload new software, right? We can't get rid of what we've learned, but we can rethink, we can recode our thoughts and our ways of doing things. We can transmute the energy in situations. Everything can be recoded to a higher elevation or a higher platform, a higher offering, or a higher divine potentiality. Now, let's talk about delusional frequencies. Delusional frequencies have many, many different looks. They come in all different shapes and sizes, kind of like people and things. You first have to recognize them in order to dissipate them. Delusion is like a spell or a virus, okay? It's really, really one of those things that keeps us stuck in the toxic matrix, delusion. It can be insidious or it can be overt. And here are some examples of delusional frequencies. And I'd like you to think about areas where you or family members or loved ones have been stuck in delusion. So continuing to interact with people or conducting business with people who've previously lied to you. Like maybe, for example, you've always gone to this mechanic, but they always overcharge, or they'll say it's going to be $500 for the work to be done. But then when you go to pick up the car, it's $700, and they didn't bother to call you to let you know that there would be a change in the fee. But your family's been using this mechanic for years, and you just keep doing it. Okay. Continuing to shop at places that don't have high quality products, maybe because the grocery store is right around the corner and you can walk to it, or it's someplace your family's always gone, or the owner of the grocery store is a family friend. Whatever the reason, continuing to shop places where the products aren't really that great, but it's just, you know, you really like that place because it's organic, or you really like that place because it's the farmer's market, or you really like that place because when you were a kid and you used to go with your grandparents, it was really, really great. But the products have changed, the service has changed, but yet something inside of you keeps going there instead of, you know, exercising the courage to just make a new start, a brand new start, a change. What about continuing to hang out with friends who are disloyal or who have betrayed your confidence by blabbing your business to strangers? You know, continuing to remain in cycles or jobs, patterns, platforms, situations, any experience that's not serving your highest good, that's undermining your well-being and your growth potential. Even going along with family demands, or always going to the family barbecue or the family reunion or family events, even though there's always someone who gets, you know, really drunk and says nasty, horrible things, maybe embarrassing things, awful, degrading kinds of things, continuing to participate and go to these family events, even though you know you're going to be hurt and you know you're going to be wounded. I mean, maybe some of you in the past or maybe in the present, you have to drink in order to go to the family events just so that you can be able to muster up the strength to tolerate. You want to go in kind of numb. I mean, that's not healthy, right? But it's a delusional frequency that's keeping you stuck, that causes you to think you have to play small with your life and you have to continue to do that. So empaths disable devil energy by recognizing that devil energy, by calling it out, by dissecting it and deciphering it, and then redirecting that energy. Redirecting the energy is transmuting the energy. So we've first got to recognize it. And in order to disable it or deactivate it, we have to be able to decipher it or dissect it. We've got to call it out. We've got to speak out what it is that we are seeing and no longer play small or keep our mouths shut. As empaths, we're not here to keep our voice shut down or to, ignore the status of something that's dysfunctional. If it's part of our assignment, if it's not our assignment, then we keep it moving. But if it's part of our assignment, it's our responsibility and it's our invitation to transmute the energy and shift that energy and then recode the structure of that energy so that that person, community, environment can change and hopefully up level and ascend. So empaths that are evolved and doing the work recognize and dissect the energy vampires in the world. Okay. So we recognize delusional frequencies, and we're here to deactivate them. We recognize devil energy, deceptive energy, and we're here to deactivate that and upload and recode those situations. We also dissect the energy vampires who are here to basically steal our joy and our bliss and distract us from our mini mission assignments. So what are energy vampires? What do they look like? They are nefarious agendas. They can be people, places, things, energy, situations, circumstances, or events. They can be energy drainers, people who are manipulative, people who take advantage, scammers, schemers, liars, cheaters, all the people that are making fake profiles of high conscious people and masquerading as them. They have false personas in order to, they're pretending to be this particular light worker or this particular star seed. They steal content, and they basically they are not innovative, they're not creative, they're not imaginative, so they have to steal somebody else's content and leech off of them. Parasites, they're basically parasites, right? They steal what is not theirs so that they can charge money and take advantage of someone's naivete or innocence. So users, takers, schemers, plotters, folks with hidden and inappropriate agendas, these are all energy vampires. A lot of the time, people in the human collective get taken advantage of because they surrender their lives to others. They surrender their free will to others. They don't do their due diligence. And oftentimes people believe the hype. Whatever's somebody's selling, they're buying it, right? And so they believe the lies. They believe that something is a quick fix. I said that I would sell you this thing and it's going to cure this and it's going to fix this right away. And instead of doing the work to recognize what your own unique, beautiful energy signature needs, or your own beautiful body needs for health and wellness, a lot of the time I'm saying you, but I mean humans will settle and just accept what someone is giving instead of recognizing, is this right for me? Without asking, is it right for me? Then you're not necessarily going to be getting the highest and the best offering for your life force. People are often afraid to do their own due diligence and to do the work that is required. And people can be lazy and intimidated by the process of researching what is best for them. Oh my gosh, empaths, we came here to change all of that crap. Okay, this lazy, I can't do it for myself, codependent, gotta lean on somebody else's, gotta ride somebody else's coattails and the wings of their joy and bliss. No, each human is sovereign. And we came here to remind the human collective that they can do this. You can be your own boss. You can do your own due diligence. You can do your own research. You can up-level your life. You can glow up. Empaths, that is why we are here, to remind humans of what they're fully capable of. But in order to stand in this assertive, self-confident, self-aware power, we must be whole. We are here, dear empaths, to heal ourselves from the suffering and trauma that we experienced usually in our young life, so that we can upgrade our lives to the highest octave, the highest vibration, the highest frequency possible, so that we can stand in a place of power with confidence and show clients, show humans, clients too, and customers, show humans their ultimate potential. We're not here, dear empaths, to be plagued with anxiety, worry, stress, and fear, and, walking around with like a hunchback and, all low and low vibe and always plagued and distressed and dysregulated. No, we are here to clear that energy and up-level our lives, and in a fully integrated, self-aware, elevated, high conscious state, with love in our hearts, with truth and sincerity, show humans how to glow up and do this thing as humans. We can do this. We got this, but we got to know it. And we empaths are here to demonstrate. That's why we weren't born with a golden spoon in our mouth, even if we really were, even if we came from a very prosperous, wealthy family. Every empath has experienced some trauma. So metaphorically speaking, energetically speaking, we were not born with a silver spoon. We were born into usually very dysfunctional families where at least one person was an empath. Thank goodness for that one, whoever that grandmother or aunt or uncle or whatever it was. But other than that one human that was that sort of a way shower, oftentimes this has been a trial and error path where we often felt like we were very, very much alone. We empaths came to change the paradigm of aloneness and darkness and devil energy and energy vampires taking advantage of other humans. We came here to show humans that they don't have time for that, they're not here for that, and they don't have to put up with that. So, dear empaths, let's stand together in power with clarity about who we are and what each situation calls for. When we are fully activated and fully dialed into our clarity, when we go back to base often and get our mission assignments and get our mission assignments and the strategies for each situation directly from base, from the divine, from the creator, from the universe, we have all the light codes necessary for that situation to up level and transcend whatever the current state is. So let's say it's way down here. The empath comes on the scene, goes into base, gets the light codes from the divine, downloads them, integrates them, and then shares it with that community or that, that person that you're working with. And then that person, if they're ready, has an opportunity to heal and up level and upgrade their lives. This is why you, dear empath, are so needed. And when you're having your bad days, when you're struggling, when you're feeling low, when you're feeling lonely, it's so very important that you run back into the sanctuary of the heart and heal yourself and refresh yourself and nourish yourself within the sarcophagus of the heart, because we don't have time to waste. The planet is at a crossroads and really, really, truly needs those of us that are awakened to be about our business, fully integrated, fully aware of why we came and what our soul work is. The earth needs healing, the human collective needs healing, and we are here to help them. So let's stand together in a very beautiful and divine way. And then this way we can deactivate what no longer serves humanity, and then we can activate the new light codes that are being offered by the divine. Of course, we do this, like I just said, by remaining in the sanctuary of the heart with a pure heart structure. And always, always, always getting our command codes from base. This is what's different from us, between us and the energy vampire. We go into base, we get our command codes from base. The energy vampire gets their command codes from whatever, evil maniacal plans that they have to take over the world. We're very different in that way. Okay. So dear empaths, we get our commands from base, in other words, divine operations. And of course, we must heal ourselves so that we can do this beautiful work. Once we heal ourselves and love ourselves first, we are in a very, very beautiful position because the heart is so pure. And the purity in and of itself will heal many, many people in many, many situations. Even if you don't feel like you're that dialed in yet, if you have a pure heart structure and you continuously run back into the sanctuary of the heart to get your command codes from base with integrity, with purity, breathe into that intention, the purity of heart. Your true integrity to be a light in this world. That vibration is so high, it's so pure, the frequency is so loud. Spirit hears you and sees you when you come like that. Pure heart integrity, pure heart and structure. Spirit sees you and recognizes you, and you are divinely supported. And therefore, any situation that you encounter, if it is truly your assignment and you've gotten your commands from base, you can up-level it. you can heal it because you're so magical. And why are you magical? Because your heart and your structure is pure. That's why. So, dear ones, whatever is needed to heal the external world, it must be achieved within us first. Okay. Then once we are embodying those light codes within us, we can activate those same light codes in the external world around us, the community around us. It's so beautiful what we're capable of doing when we recognize the power of the empath, when we recognize that we don't have to play small and we don't have to be plagued with anxiety, stress, and fear, when we're finally ready to kick that to the curb and say, you know what, anxiety, stress, and fear, kick rocks. I'm done dealing with you. I got work to do. I'm here as an ambassador of light. I'm here to help the planet, okay? I'm on an assignment from God, nature, the divine, creation. You go over there. I'm going to be over here doing my thing, right? All right, dear ones, let's activate an activation code. Take a nice deep breath. Inhale. Exhale. Clear your space. Even if you didn't sage first, even if you didn't use a selenite crystal to clear your auric field, it's okay. Just breathe. Breath is a realignment tool. The body honors breath. The brain honors breath. Spirit honors breath. Your chakras honor breath. The subtle bodies honor breath. Not only do all of your parts honor breath, they recognize breath as spirit, the wind of God. So as you breathe in and breathe out, release what no longer serves. And on your inhales, calm the body. And on your exhales, calm the mind. And in this beautiful space, with gratitude in our hearts, we invite the creator of all that is. We invite our higher selves. We invite divine beings of light, angels, ancestors, celestial beings, and all who love us unconditionally and have our highest good as their pure heart intention. Divine universal family, spirit, nature, creation. Please join us in this sacred circle now. We choose to embody light in the highest ways in order to transform society on this planet to the highest good, the highest light codes available. And we ask that you assist us and recalibrate us now. Breathe, empath. We wish to be realigned back to the original source code for humanity's divine consciousness. And we ask to receive current light codes that are appropriate for humanity's healing. We wish to deactivate the energy of distraction and transmute all frequencies that are running interference in terms of humanity's growth, elevation, and ascension experience. Take a deep breath in, empaths. Inhale and exhale, sharing your light through breath with the world. It is our intention to recalibrate and get back on track with singleness of focus now. Spirit, divine, will you recalibrate us now in these areas to all that is available, appropriate, aligned, and possible as well as beneficial to our individual lives and for the highest good of humanity's overall experience on this planet. Will you assist us in recalibrating the human consciousness now? Take a deep breath, inhale, and exhale. Continue to breathe deeply, inhaling, exhaling, and you can place your hands in a receiving position if you like on behalf of humanity. Just breathe. Breathe and receive. Empaths, wait for the transmission of light codes. Breathe and receive. Allow the recalibration to occur. Breathe and receive. All you have to do is breathe, empaths, and receive the activation codes now that are rewiring your subtle bodies and your chakras and your energy signature now, so that you can embody this highest light, this highest healing, these highest codes, these highest offerings, so that your energy signature is love and purity. And may the well-being that you are integrating and activating now be shared with all you encounter, moment by moment and with every breath. May these new light codes, may these new activation codes anchor themselves within your consciousness and within your being. And may you share light with all humans that are your assignments, and with all situations and circumstances. May they be recoded, up-leveled, healed, shifted to the original source code for the highest evolutionary unfolding, for the highest light, for the highest, most divine purposes that serve the individual and collective consciousness. Deep breath, empaths. Whew. And so it is. And so it is. All right, brothers and sisters of the Empath Collective, thank you for joining. Thank you for your light. Thank you for your beauty. Thank you for your profundity. Thank you for your presence in this world. Thank you for anchoring the planet with love and a pure heart structure. You are so divinely supported. You are known, you are seen, and you are loved. You are divinely supported in all ways, always. Sending you lots of love and light. See you next time.